Welcome back to Javohn Wants to Know. Today, we are going to talk to my man Gabe, who is an engineer. What's up, Gabe?
What's up? What's up, man? Appreciate the opportunity. Good to see you and talk to you again, my man.
Yes, sir. Hey, tell everybody who you are and what do you do?
I got you. My name is Gabriel Russell. Go by the name of Gabe That Guy. I'm a producer, an engineer, artist developer, and manager. I've been making music since I was in about third grade. Started off playing the trumpet, then move over to cooking up on the beats with Fruit Loops and stuff, and then just over time, I ended up working my way in the studios. Went to school for music. And then I landed my way out in LA, doing the same thing out here, working at Zoom Studio, Mix Studios, and a couple other spots, bunch of clients and whatnot. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Nice. I like that. So you work at different studios. Is that through the studios or is that through like people they just, hey, come meet me at my studio like type of situation?
That's both situations. So Zoom and Mix Recording, that's like my home base. They hired me before I even moved out to LA.
Nice.
So they've been, this is pretty much like I said, my where I'm at every day. But I do have certain clients that that don't come to the studio. I work at other spots or whatnot, and they'll tell me to come pull up to their spot. Sometimes it's the crib, sometimes it's somewhere in North Hollywood or whatever. But primarily I'm here, but I definitely got a bunch of clients that I work with, all
Fire.
over this.
Now, what made you become an engineer and then like also you're a producer? So was it like a natural transition for you or how did that happen?
No, so honestly, I've always been a producer at heart, like the actual creation of the music. But when I started like kind of getting more into the game, when I was out in DC, I started hitting studios, and I was like, man, how can I be here every day? Producers wasn't getting paid to basically be at the studio; it was the engineers. So I was
Right.
like, I would definitely want to be in these studios, get a chance to work with some of these fire artists and get my beats off. So I was like, shoot, let me learn how to learn how to engineer. So I went to school, went to Full Sail University, got a degree in audio production. And then I moved straight to Atlanta and I got an internship at a studio out there. So I was able to
Okay.
slide and bring that knowledge. And that, I want to say it's the smoothest transition just because of two different things I think. Producing is a little more creative, where engineering is almost like a science. So kind of
Mm,
learn different science. It wasn't crazy difficult because I knew music already, but it was just a different aspect. But once I really started getting deep into it, I realized you can really put those two aspects together and, make the creative side more sciencey and make the science side more creative and kind of make them all gel together. So
yeah,
I
that's a
love
lot, man. You like seasoned. You didn't went through all the levels of
it.
education to get to the point. You have people calling you when you in another state. Yo, we want you over here in this state, LA, the hot state for music other than New York.
Yeah, yeah, I give you that.
Yeah. So now you said that you when clients call you too, sometimes clients call you to the studio. Have you had any like famous clients call you to the studio to do some engineering?
I have had a few, what I'm saying. When I was in Atlanta, I worked at this studio called Street Execs. A Street Execs is a management company and a studio. It's with Two Chains and his label. So when I started interning there, I got a chance to, work with him and some of his clients and some of his artists and just people that were affiliated with studio, like Young Dolph, Key Glock, a bunch of other people, Trouble, a bunch of big people in Atlanta and outside. So there were a bunch of times where I won't say no names, but people have been like, yo, I know you normally a street executive. Can you come pull up to my spot over here or come to this studio, come to my crib? Because they got bomb basement studios out in the A.
Yeah.
There's a lot of situations like that. And then out here, it's been a few. A lot of times, though, just because this is my home base, I would work with an artist or a manager, and they would end up having a large artist that they want to bring in. So instead of me going to their studio, they would actually just bring them here. With
Mm,
a couple big name clients, and like I said, Zoom was hooking up with some good clients too. A couple big name artists as well. Got a
nice.
lot of money now, so
Yeah,
it's been
that's
good.
cool, man. Like one thing about music is you meet a lot of people. You know, as long as you're in it, you meet a lot of major people. Everyone's kind of major in my mind, to be honest. But it's there's major based on what popularity is, but there's major on that
Right.
you just do it right. You know what I'm saying? Since I've been doing music, like first time I ever understood the difference between a music producer and a beat maker, it was like I think it was like 2004 or something, and I was sending beats to different artists and stuff. And one of
Mhm.
Wyclef's producers, he was like, "Wait, are you a beat maker or producer?" And I was like, oh, it's a difference. He said, you need to find out the difference. And so I really looked into it and I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
see. And that transitioned me into more to be a producer because I realized I was doing producing. I wasn't just doing
Mm,
beats. I didn't know it was just people that just sit there and just make a beat, send it. I was
yeah,
literally
you creating a
singing on
song.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was creating songs and stuff. So and then like I remember one time my daughter when we were young, she said, "Dad, you know a whole lot of people, because I always be like, oh yeah, I did some commercial with this guy or I did this with that guy, and it'd be famous names." And I just always told her, you're in LA and if you're in media, you're gonna run into everybody eventually. It's on your, your frequency basically. And now
Mhm.
she's older and she just did Snoop Dogg music video 2 days ago. She does makeup.
Okay.
She went on tour with this famous girl, this young famous girl named um Sailor. Sailor, that's her name. Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I'm proud of you. You just went out there and made it happen. It's not like I pushed her out there and
Yeah.
she wanted to do doing the makeup and stuff.
Yes, LA, man. It's really the mecca of all types of entertainment, whether it's
Being
movies,
that.
music, and all that stuff. It's the spot.
Exactly. Now I want to know if you can choose a major artist to produce a song for, who would it be and why?
Whew. It's so difficult to narrow that down to one. But I'll say probably the one I've been saying the longest is Gunna, honestly. That's one
Oh,
of my
okay.
favorite artists, favorite rappers, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he really developed a crazy sound that I really just gelled to, got me through a lot of his music got me through some tough times too. So it's more
Nice.
than just I wanted to produce for him. I love his sound, but I feel like, he can make some hits and whatnot. But there's so many that that's just the first, person I've always told myself if I get a chance to work with anybody, it'll be him. But there's a lot of other people, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's old school folks like Jay-Z or Kanye,
Yeah.
or shoot, new folks today, like, Playboy Cardi, Lil Uzi, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So it's a bunch of folks. Shoot, Drake and Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? What's
Yeah,
up?
for sure, for sure. I would love to work with Kendrick because I'm from Compton, you know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah,
think
yeah, I
Kendrick,
get you.
man, I actually did a photo shoot of one like a long time ago. It was a J-Rock video, and
Mhm.
Kendrick was there. That's when his hair was short and stuff. I have all the photos too. And
Okay.
I was like, oh, this guy's nice right here. I liked his hustle and his message had a different feel to me from a lot of Compton rappers. Still was Compton, but it just
Mhm.
had a different feel. My other favorite from Compton is DJ Quick. I think
Okay.
that's the man right there.
Sure.
I grew up
For
on
sure.
him.
Yeah, no, it's been 5 years since I've been out here, and it's just so crazy. I realized so many fire DJs from when I was younger, like from LA. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize what was. Well, I knew DJ Clue was from New York, but like a DJ Quick and just so many other ones.
Yeah,
Shoot, even Mustard. When I first heard of Mustard years and years ago, I was like, "Damn, this joint hard. Where he from?"
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a year and a half to find out. Oh shoot, he's from LA. Okay, that's a new vibe out there.
Yeah.
So, because he's LMA stuff, so I just had no idea. That's where he's coming from. So.
Now let me ask you this: what is your favorite Gunna song? Since you said Gunna's the guy that you would do a song for.
Ooh, tough to choose, man. I need a
I
multiple
knew I knew
choice
it.
with a couple answers.
I knew
Favorite
that.
Gunna
Give me
song?
the top one, man. Like,
Man, honestly, gonna get a trap top sunroof. It's off his one album. I believe
okay,
it's called Sunroof. It's been such a minute, but that's my track. I got so many of his albums. All the stuff just be on rotation. It's
okay.
just dope.
So, because I'm gonna
Because
put
I'm
that
always
song, I'm gonna pull that song up on my playlist and see. I'm gonna see what it's about.
all right, check it out. I might got the name wrong. It might be called Sunroof or Drop Top or something, but I'm gonna look it
Okay.
up and send you the name of it.
Yeah,
I
do
got
that. Cool, cool. All right. So now, you have a beautiful family. You have a young baby boy son.
yes, sir.
So this is a
Ezekiel.
new thing for you, right?
Yeah, oh yeah,
How
definitely knew he just turned two November 5th. You know what I'm saying, little Scorpio baby. But
yo,
yeah, definitely knew. It's great having a son. You know what I'm saying. Just having a family and all that stuff together is just definitely changes your life.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying. And just it's a whole different level of responsibility. But I love it. You know what I'm saying? Love little man. He's big,
yeah.
getting big, what I'm saying? Starting to talk a little bit now and all that stuff. And definitely gives me an extra sense of, I don't want to say urgency, but like just an extra sense of something to where I got to go even harder. You know
That's
what
what
I'm
I was
saying?
gonna ask you that. Like, how
Mhm.
is that difference where before you had a kid with the whole everything you know and do versus now you have
Mhm.
a kid with everything you know and do? What is the difference? How is that motivation, changed in any kind of way?
The biggest difference is money. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm gonna
said,
keep this the buck. It's not even necessarily like having it, or it's more so how you spend it and kind of knowing that you gotta get it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a backup. You gotta have your savings. Gotta have just your money right. Because at any given moment, you gotta make sure he gets his food before anybody eats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. That's a whole other situation. Gotta go to daycare.
yeah,
A situation like that. So it's okay. I still gotta sustain my living and my lifestyle and support my family as a whole. But I still can't just move the way I was moving before I had a child, before I had my family out in LA. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
different mentality on that. And then honestly, just a whole lot more patience. I've always been a pretty patient person. Shoot, being in the studio, working with crazy artists, you got to have a lot of patience regardless. But having a little boy, you know what I'm saying, that's so ready to jump off your bed and break his little pinky or something crazy, or worried that he's going to do that, you just got to be real patient because they active and rambunctious. And, all they do is act off instinct and emotion.
yeah,
So you can't sit there and get mad about that because they don't understand. That's all they know. So
yeah.
definitely more patience and just checking your money a whole lot more.
You said it right there, that money part. I got two sons, they 15 years apart. Well, my youngest son, he's a Scorpio too, so we got
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. So you already know.
Yeah, I know big time. All right, so I want to know this,
hmm
the question. What is the best tempo to make a hip hop beat?
I can't even give you one because you would have to define in terms of hip hop. Because whether it's
Hmm.
trap, there's hip hop, more boom bap.
Okay.
Um, I will give you my go-to. What my Ableton is automatically set to. It's set to 140 and
Okay.
sometimes 60, depending on what template I'm using. But typically, if I'm gonna start off on a rap type joint, trap or melodic or whatever, I'm gonna start at 140.
Yeah.
If I want to do something a little more fast paced, you know what I'm saying, a little more twerking and ash. Oh, I'm sorry, twerking and booty gyrating type of music.
Sorry.
um, then I'll probably speed it up to around 150, 160 ish.
Okay.
Really, what type of vibe I'm going to. But if I'm sampling, doing something like a more boom bapish, I'll probably start around 120, maybe drop it down. It really kind of depends on the sample when it comes um to my boom bap type stuff, towards more hip hoppy, because they can go all the way down to a 70 but still have a vibe of a 120 type
Yeah.
of feel tempo. So those are
Okay.
probably my 140, 150, and around 120.
Yeah, when you said 140, I was like, he must make a lot of trap music. That sounds
That's a A, man. I
yeah.
learned a lot in the A. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was like, okay, I hear where you're going right there. Tight, tight.
Mhm.
Okay, now, what are your thoughts on, rap songs that they're not on the Billboard anymore? Like the hot, was it the Hot 100 Top 40
Mhm.
for the first time since the 90s, since 1990. Yeah, 1990, since 1990, the first time.
Yeah.
What is your thought on that?
How I feel about that?
Yeah.
Ah, honestly, I think the really the music industry as a whole, but just the rap game is just so weak right now. I feel like we haven't really. This is a bad era. I think it really peaked. I mean, it's peaked multiple times, but its most recent peak, I think probably was between 2016, 2017, um,
Hmm.
to maybe like 2018, 2019. I think like the rap game was going crazy. Just urban music in general is going real good.
Yeah,
But I think just the substance these days is so terrible. You hear so many stories and news articles of record label people getting fired because all they're doing is going after the first viral hit.
that part.
And I think that's really kind of messed up the game because even when I was in Atlanta years ago, I would hear people say, "Yeah, man, I'm just trying to make a song for TikTok." I mean, I remember hearing, I was like, I thought he was joking. But
Right.
throughout the entire session, they was like, "Nah, you got to make it a little shorter, make it sound like this. It's gonna go crazy on TikTok. One of these little bars is gonna go nuts." And I was like, "Man, these people are really just making music just to go viral."
Yeah.
And it just didn't make no sense. Like the creativity is gone, the real artistry is gone. I feel like a lot of these labels are pushing just the people that are popular. You know what I'm saying? Sitting here and watch some of my favorite artists on with these streamers, you know what I'm saying? And these streamers are doing real goofy things for like artists that I've grown to love, you know, respect. It's like you're only there because your label told you to be there. So, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's the mentality of some of these artists and the labels, like there's just not good music. You know what I'm saying? They're not promoting good music anymore. So it
Yeah.
sucks, but I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you're right. I hear you. I agree with you 100%. It's a lot of factors to it. That's definitely one factor. I do also
Mm-hmm.
feel that one of the factors is the younger generation of hip hop music artists. They don't include older generations as much as the past hip hop artists have. Even the samples are not as like throwback as, you'll hear a song, you'll hear older songs like from the 90s, early 2000, you'll be listening, you're like, yo, like, what's that sample from? You find us from some old song way back in the 70s or something.
Yeah.
It just ties us together all the time. Or having someone like Charlie Wilson on your song,
Mm-hmm.
just makes a big difference,
Okay.
Listen.
But let me ask you, if you don't mind, um, we can have a discussion where I can ask you.
Yeah, 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 do your
Oh, yeah,
thing.
okay, let's make sure. All right, now I just want to make sure I'm going to take over your
You're
job.
one of the first, but I'll go with it.
Okay, I got you. Just real quick. So, do you think that is because sometimes the older generation be hating on the younger generation? And I think that my caveat is I think this younger generation is real sensitive,
Okay.
way more sensitive than my generation. So I feel like, do you think that because they're so sensitive, they don't want to even, jump out and work out with the older generation? Like, what you think?
I agree. They're sensitive. I think we all are sensitive, both all the generations. I feel that there has been this thing of old and young that's kind of separate things more now. Younger people have more access to knowledge than they did back in the past. So
Mm-hmm.
back in the past, we needed those older people more, we wanted to get their knowledge from them. So it required that respect. Now, a lot of the respect is not required because they can chat GPT everything you know what I'm saying? Just the
Man,
world's
what?
different, and that's before ChatGPT, but I just use that as the most newest example, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then but I can say this, as far as back to the hip hop status in on the Billboard charts and things, I'm not really a chart guy. I could care less to be honest, but I think that it'll get back. I think it'll get better because of AI. I know you're probably not gonna agree. I think that AI is gonna make it more competitive because with AI, you have actual writers able to
Mm-hmm.
make songs and I'm a writer, bro. Like I got so many AI songs, I don't put them out. Like I got killers.
Yeah.
I got killers. I listen, I don't even want to listen to some of these artists anymore because they really don't match. And I'm not even patting myself on the back.
Yeah.
I know it's a bunch of writers, poets, and stuff out there that really know
Mm-hmm.
how to put something together. And now
Yeah.
the AI can make the song and the beat and all that. And so like you as an artist, you gotta really come with it in the next era of
Yeah.
music. If you're trying to be a person that's in front of the camera, you gotta come with it
Yeah.
because you're going against people who don't care about being in front of the camera. They just care
Yeah.
about their story getting out there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's facts. No, that's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI is definitely gonna change up the game, but it already has changed up the game with them getting record deals for multi-million dollars and being number one on country billboards and whatnot. Um, but I do think everything's cyclical. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like I said, I thought that shoot, around COVID and prior to slightly before COVID is when we last peaked. But that was probably like the third or fourth peak of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We can go all the way back to was it '99 when what was it? Lauren Hill, DMX, Jay Z all had were all up for Grammys or I forget exactly what I think it was a Grammy or something like that. But it's such a great time. But I'm sure around the 2010s, what kind of went to the South, just a different vibe. Music was going
Hmm.
crazy.
Shifting.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So right now we're just in the lull, but shoots ebbs and flows in this music industry, just like there's ebbs and flows of life. You know what I'm saying? So we down right now, but shoot, 2 or 3 years, the music game probably gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
AI probably will be figured out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
They'll figure out all these crazy Spotify streams and bots and distribution services getting sued and all that stuff. All this stuff's eventually gonna get figured out, and
Yeah.
that's when stuff really probably gonna start hitting again. And shoot,
Yep.
don't get twisted. I've heard some great AI songs. You know what I'm saying? So, and I really need to dive into it. Like, I'm jealous that you was getting real nice with it. Not jealous, envious that you've dived into it. And I got a
Appreciate
couple
it.
other. I was at a event at a studio like 2 3 weeks ago, and everybody's up there playing these music and these songs and stuff. And this one guy was a producer. He played us some tracks. He played like three fire tracks, and at the end of it, he was like, "Yo, bro, who's the artist? Who's the artist?" Like, oh no, this is all AI. You know what I'm saying? But the songs was probably some of the better songs that were played.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? We can't fight the funk, much longer. We're here.
What do you think about that new distribution from with the Rock Nation? You know,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of artists that's like don't do it.
I mean, shoot, it's just like they're just joining the party, I guess. Because I feel like over the past few years, I've seen a lot of little companies that were in a different field, still in the music world. For example, like BeatStars, they opened up a publishing and distribution service
Mm,
portion years about 3 years ago. And if you're not familiar with Beats, I know you do, but if you're listening, BeatStars is a page where producers go put up their beats and they can sell them into marketplace for beats.
yeah.
So they weren't in the distribution, publishing industry at all, but just kind of seeing people like them, engineers, which is a engineering platform for engineers to get work pretty much. They just opened up a distribution service.
Oh,
Um, yeah, yeah. So it's pretty crazy. Like I've been seeing it pop up, but just kind of seeing how everything is going with that information you just gave me right now. Like I said, there's going to have to be alternatives. So it sounds like some of these labels and some of these other music companies are finding the alternative. They just have their own distribution services.
yeah.
So
But Rock Nations,
crazy.
there's have an interesting, clause in theirs too that a lot of people are talking about. So make sure you look into that too.
The 15%.
Yeah, you're okay. You know what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. I did see that. That too. I mean, there's other distribution services that do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? There's some I've seen they taking pretty much 20%. So even with just the numbers, that doesn't sound too far fetched to be honest with you.
Okay.
But shoot, they're not putting your stuff to AI, but they can taking a percentage of your royalties. So it's gonna be a given pool, I guess. You better get on Bandcamp.
Pretty much.
Get on Bandcamp and just release yourself and set your
Oh
own
man.
prices. Keep all the money.
Right. The industry, the world, everything has changed. We just kind of like going with the flow, figuring it out as creatives. You know,
Mm-hmm.
imagine they create those, how they have those robots in China. Imagine that they make like right now we worried about AI, right? But imagine like
Mm-hmm.
in 5 years a damn robot come and just be sitting there like you and just do all this.
I mean, it's gonna
He
get to
gonna
that
have
point
like
eventually.
Ableton in his head,
It's gonna get there. All these
Right.
programs are slowly reading our information. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they never gonna be able to come up with like real emotion. You know what I feel like, but there is gonna be a way for them to get pretty close
yeah,
to where it's not gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know who's gonna go to an AI show right now, but this younger generation, the little children that are, being raised with an iPad and iPhone in their hand, that's all they know is Roblox and all this
yeah,
stuff. I'm pretty sure, by the time my son's a teenager, it won't be that crazy for him or his friends around that age group to be going to an AI concert
yeah.
where it's a bunch of music that they know and love, but it's going to be just a bunch of like what holograms or 3D images and stuff, and they're going
It'll
to
be
love
like
it.
Star Wars when Han Solo went to the bar and those
Exactly.
robots and ding ding dong ding ding.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's gonna be. That's exactly what it's gonna be, man. It's gonna be crazy.
I have this. I want to know this other question right here. Now, have you had a song synced like onto like a TV show, a commercial, a movie? Or if not, like which TV show would you love to have your song synced on? And what song too?
Mm. Um, Nothing major. You know what I'm saying? Gonna lie, but definitely producing over the years. I did find a bunch of random little websites that would take some of my songs. So I have produced probably about 4 or 5 songs that were on some commercial in Britain. In Britain, you know what I'm saying? A couple of years ago, I got a little check from that. One artist that I work with back when I was in DC, she got one of our songs placed in uh, a Tubi quality movie, but it was still a movie.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So other than that, nothing huge. But actually, when I moved out here, especially over the past couple of years, I started to realize like how big sync is. Like I always knew how big it was and worth that's a lot of money because I knew other producers that were in it.
yeah,
But I've just met a whole lot more artists, a whole lot more music supervisors and music directors, and sync agents out here. And it was like, okay, people actually having studio sessions to get songs into a movie or to get songs into a TV show on BET Plus or Zeus Network or whatever. So
Yeah.
I've definitely been working with a couple people, a couple music supervisors and sync agents over the past year, year and a half, but nothing's come to fruition yet, but something's gonna come. I already
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah, you already know it. And with the world of film right now being such targeting towards independence a lot more, there's more opportunities too, as
Hmm.
they become, bigger filmmakers and things like that. They're gonna need music and they're gonna know where to look because they already started at the ground level. They're not up there with the big
Yeah,
relying on some biased dude that's a, art director saying, yeah, let's put this in there. They're gonna try to find
yeah.
new stuff. So you'll be up in
Nah,
yeah, I
it's gonna
remember.
happen. Fingers crossed. I do. And yeah, once I finally do eventually, break an artist in or finally have it hitting the lane I want to, would like to actually like do movie scoring one day. It's like a different challenge, a different element.
Yeah,
But I like it. You know what I'm saying? It seems pretty interesting. So later down the road,
yeah,
but I'm trying to get me scene placement by actually scoring a movie, something crazy. One day.
yeah. Now that's some the master of that is RZA.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's no joke.
No joke. He'll have a whole karate field with you, and you listen to rap in there, and you not even realize.
Yeah. Nah, he's hard. He done plenty of movies. He did a was it Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon the first one he
Mhm.
did?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Nah, he was nuts. You would have never known.
he did the man with the iron fist.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was in that too, wasn't
Yeah, he was the man with the
he?
iron fist.
Oh, he was the man. Okay, yeah. So I seen it. Yeah, it was a little while ago. But I remember that. Seeing at
Yeah,
least some
RZA,
pieces.
he's no joke. He's another one of those super producers.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is one
Super.
of the first ones I can remember. I didn't even know how hard he was. So I got older, but even
Mm.
going through his stuff, I was like, okay, he was it right
Yeah,
there with
I'm a
Dr.
big
Dre.
time Wu Tang Clan fan, man. Like when it
Mm,
first came out, there used to be a show on I think it was called the Wake Up Show. And
okay.
they used to come on, this is in like 93, 94, and probably a little longer, but they used to come on really late out here.
Mm,
And they would have underground artists just coming on. And one Wu-Tang, I just wait at late at night, like 12 o'clock to hear what new artist gonna come on there. Because I was in the rap scene too. And Wu
yeah,
came on there, and it was the first time I ever heard like it sounded like 30 dudes like just spitting like one after each other with no chorus. But I was just like, yo, and they all had different styles. That was just crazy to me that nobody was biting each other's style. They just was coming so different. And it was like the
yeah.
same clan. And then they ended up doing a show out here at the Olympic Theater. And
Okay.
I was working with one of my mom's friends. She was a stylist. And so she ended up, styling these guys in the jungles. And they had a group called the Funky Dialects. And they were opening up for Wu Tang.
I love.
Yeah, so I ended
Mm,
up going with them, get to see the Wu Tang Clan the first time they came out here. And then I just
mm,
with my wife, and we just saw them the last time they came out here. She was
okay.
actually at that concert. So I was like, yo, we weren't there together. We were there. So let's go to it together. So that was pretty cool.
Okay. Okay. I like that. You brought it all. You brought it all together.
Yeah, big
Wu
circle.
Tang.
Thank you,
Nah,
Wu
everybody
Tang,
love Wu Tang.
for sure. How's the economy affecting, you as a creative?
Um, to be honest with you, it's just. I mean, where I've gotten to the point, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I definitely wish I was. Done won a Grammy, was a multi-billionaire, but I'm not. But I can't say that I'm not blessed.
Right.
So to be honest with you, it hasn't really been impacted that crazy as of right now. Just at least what I do, primarily making money through engineering and producing. It kind of comes in waves throughout the year anyway. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I can always expect, November, December, January to be real slow. So I got to watch my money a little bit more. Watch how
Mhm.
much, my intake. And then I'll know that around, February into the summertime, I'll be pretty good. And that just pretty much stays the same. Um, I'll tell you, man, the biggest impact was probably moving to LA. There's honestly just more money
Yeah.
out here. So, that's probably the biggest jump. It is in terms of funds where people a little bit more serious. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, people tend to have jobs and be artists at night,
Yeah.
as opposed to where, in other cities where the cost of living is a little bit lower, they may not need that full time job during the day, but they also don't have the funds to, sit there and pay for studio time as much. So Like I said, I wouldn't say it's been crazy, crazy impacted. But like I said, that's because I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure plenty of people probably think something different. Um, and also, shoot, after the PPPs done dried up, half the rappers I was working with anyway done disappeared. So
Damn.
shoot, that's what I can't wait for to get this. Hope they get this $2,000 stimulus
Yeah,
package so these people can come back. You know what I'm
you already
saying?
know how they gonna do it.
Let's make
Make
some hits,
yourself back.
baby.
Hey, however it worked, right?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I feel you on that. The times of the years of the music and the finances for people like in the year, a lot of people pull back a little bit. I get the most creative this time of year when it comes to like the music side of things. It's like
Mm-hmm.
I make a good 10 songs on Christmas every year.
Okay.
It's just like a
That's the vibe you be in.
yeah, I just be like, yo, this Merry Christmas, and that's you stay
Mm-hmm.
up to the morning and bam, and I just get in there. I don't know why I do it, but I love it.
You the type that you'll go to the studio on Thanksgiving or Christmas Day?
Yes, yes, I go
Okay.
on my birthday. It's a birthday gift to me. Yeah, I just I like to get in a creative mood when things is right for me, and those are the right times. So
Yeah.
it just opens up a lot for me. I trust the process better that way.
Yeah. I gotta trust the process. I would say this time I'll say honestly, I like cooking up probably the most around the spring and summertime. That's just when
Mm,
I'm just most mentally joyous. I feel like I'll be out more, I'll be more turned up. You know what I'm saying? That outside vibe, and that's why I want to go to the studio and just cook up some crazy heat. But the crazy thing is that a lot of the music I make ends up sounding like it should be coming out around this time of year. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where maybe a little more slower, melodic, or darker, or a little more, vibey, but kind of more chill. You know what I'm saying? Definitely some lovey-dovey tracks. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So, like I said, this is a little different. I used to be so busy around this time with traveling and family time. It's tough for me to really get in
right,
that creative bag. Really till after the new year.
yeah, true.
Still got to push myself though. Still try to cook up every day, but still.
Hey, give yourself a 1 month challenge or something. Have some fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me ask you this. What's the most bizarre thing that has happened to you in entertainment? Like, tell me a story.
Whew. Man, I got some stories.
Okay, you can throw a couple in.
Most bizarre. Let's see. You wanted to? I could say probably one of the most full circle moments. Let me see if I can. Probably the most full circle. First started making music. Well, started taking music super serious when I graduated from Hampton University. You know what I'm saying? Got my business degree. 2 days later, I told the homies, "Yo, we got to start a record label." You know what I'm saying? This is what we got to do. Um, so this is probably around 2012, 2013. Man, we started getting a little bit of motion. Had opportunity to do a show down in North Carolina with 2 Chainz. You know what I'm saying? We was hyped, too hyped.
Nice.
So ended up going down there. End up, get a chance to be on stage with him and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Not like he was like rapping with us, but he's up and coming, but at least we got to be on stage with 2 Chainz or whatever. Ended up, getting a chance to party with the whole club and all that stuff. Super fire. But a little bit after that, because so much money was spent balling out and trying to show off, and just we was young, didn't know what to do with the music, but came at a time. We ain't had no falling out, but we kind of all separated. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? A little 3, 4 year run.
yeah.
But I told myself, yo, I'm going to do music for the rest of my life. It don't matter what's going on. I'll get a Grammy at 70 if I got to, but I'm gonna catch one.
Hey.
So I just kept on moving, kept on going. As I told, I'm like, for real, I got to by any means. But I'm a so I was like went through life. So around 2017, ended up moving to Atlanta. Went back to school to get my music degree. Moved to Atlanta. Within my first 6 months is when I actually got the internship at 2 Chainz Studio. You know what I'm saying? So it was just so damn crazy. It's not like you knew me or remember me or none of that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's probably gotta be one of the most like full circle moments that
Nice.
I've actually had so far in this joint. So it's pretty crazy, how it all kind of came together. Learned a lot in that studio.
Man, that's
Great.
cool. So yeah, you like 2 Chains here, then it's just a circle around, and now you're getting picked up, and this before
Mm.
you even realize it's you. So it's just like the universe works that way so weird. How many times have you been in a place and you like I've been here before, like when I was 5. It's just and it looks
Mhm.
different, but I was
Yeah,
here. It's a trip how that happens, right?
yeah. Oh
And it's
yeah,
some
man.
way
Yeah, it
off
happens.
place. It's not like in your neighborhood, it's like
Mhm.
somewhere.
Like someplace you've never been, but it feels like something tells you have been there.
Hmm.
Just not physically. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in that last life he was living.
Maybe it was that. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, now, what is the message like? What's the message you want your music to portray to people when they hear it?
Man, I'll be asking other artists this all the time.
Oh, really?
I've yet to ask that to myself.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know. Good question. Um, man, I feel like the songs that I work on that I probably feel the best about, the most passionate about, are ones that I'm probably like emotionally attached to in some form or fashion. And so it's like, I guess the message that I always try to give off, I guess the sound and style.
Mm,
Hmm, that's tough. Cause I ain't a writer. I just work with a bunch of writers. They put the words together. I could just put the beat together and we get the message out.
right.
So I guess the message, honestly, is just know that you getting a vibe that's gonna be real bouncy. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a little bit upbeat for the most part. Um, I don't want to say gives off like struggle vibes, but kind of gives off a message that hey man, life ain't easy, but you can definitely make it
Mm,
through.
okay.
Some people will struggle for a little bit, some people will struggle for a long time, but you're gonna go through some ebbs and flows of life. But just know that you can make it through,
Yeah.
whether that's through a relationship, whether that's through poverty, you know what I'm saying, whether that's through getting fired, losing a loved one, you know what I'm saying. Whatever those lyrics are coming across in that song, you're gonna feel that, you know what I'm saying. Especially the songs that I feel the most passionate and strongly about.
Yeah.
Shoot, it could just be, struggling just to be able to get a go buy a dime set. You know what I'm saying? Struggling to be able to afford 20, but you and your homies figured y'all put five together and y'all got a little, blunt out of it. So it's gonna make a smoking song. And it wasn't easy to get that blunt. You
Hey,
know what
that's a
I'm
good
saying?
song.
So
It
you know what I'm
wasn't
saying? I'm just
easy to
keeping it
get
real.
that blunt.
You know what I'm saying? Shoot, do I get studio time? We'll go get some weed, man. Shoot, we can put it together and do both. What's up, bro? So yeah, that's what I think. As long as some perseverance, man, pretty much for the most part.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, what I hear right there is I hear you saying that your music message is giving people to feel that emotion of,
Mhm.
getting through it. Now, so do you feel that some of those things you said are things that you went through and it just naturally comes out when you're creating music?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think that I'll be in my best bag when I'm like not, stuff just ain't great. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm down in a relationship or family issues or whatever, life going on, money issues, whatever it is. When I'm like feeling real low, that's just when some of my best heat comes out. You know what I'm saying? That's when I was just locking in the studio, but like, yo, man, just pull up. You about to cook up. Just make something. You know what I'm saying? I got these beats. I got these melodies. Let's, come up with these lyrics. We're gonna get this stuff out.
Yeah,
So I feel like that is probably the best way when it really comes out. I'm just kind of going through that because I had been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from the hood, the streets, and none of that. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying? Definitely grew up, two-parent household, pretty privileged. My father's on the company. So I ain't go through like no crazy hardship struggles that, you may hear from some of these urban, people growing up in the hood.
yeah,
But life is still life, you know what I'm saying? Everybody goes through
right,
everything. You know
yep,
what I'm saying? It don't matter, what you've been through. Like you never know what somebody's going through. You know what I'm saying? And mental health is there's different levels to it for everybody. So it may seem real easy peasy for me, ain't necessarily easy peasy for the next guy. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows some form of struggle, some
yeah,
form of hurt. You know what I'm saying? No matter how they was born.
yep. Doesn't matter if you're cut with a razor blade or a knife, they're both cuts and it hurt.
Yeah, factual.
Yeah. If you had a time machine and you were able to go back to your young self and prove to yourself, hey, I'm you and I'm from the future, what would you tell yourself that you know will help you today?
Man, I would tell myself that you need to learn discipline.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I'm still struggling with that. I'm reading books and all that stuff, trying
what
to just
about
be
that?
better disciplined. I say that because man, my father most disciplined human being I'm ever, met. You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of whether it's family, whether it's business, whether it's, spirituality and religion. And, just as I've gotten older and kind of realizing, dang, I'm not in certain situations and kind of seeing, talking to him about certain things like that, a lot of this stuff would be better off. I would be in a better position if I was way more disciplined. So that's definitely what I tell myself at a young age. You know what I'm saying? Be disciplined, whether it's money, whether it's career, whatever. Just
Yeah.
be disciplined.
Yeah, that's a good advice. Discipline is very important. We all have to learn that, at some point. So that's good that you have, and that's why I like this question because to me it helps all of us to see the accountability right now. Because if we could go tell ourselves, our young self something, we're gonna show that we're gonna be real with right now who we are and what we're going through. So I really,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the floor. You could go in and just do any shots out that you want, or say any positive thing, whatever you would like to do. The floor is yours.
Yes, sir. First and foremost, appreciate you, Devon J. Cole, man. This has been great. Definitely been dope. You know what I'm saying? I love to get a chat to another black creative such as yourself, and you be dropping a lot of wisdom all the time. So appreciate you for that, straight up.
Thank you.
But yes, once again, my name is Gabe That Guy, producer, engineer. Follow me on Instagram at Gabe That Guy, TikTok Gabe Got Beats. And then honestly, right now, I'm just working on a whole bunch of music. I just want to help other artists make bread, not just offer them music, but offer their brand as well. So I'm working on a few things to help artists get that done because it's not about, like you said, Spotify selling y'all music. You know what I'm saying? There's other avenues for y'all to make money in your own income, in your own economy,
Yeah.
through a bunch of avenues. Like I said, like start your own website and just sell your song on there. Create merchandise for every single drop that you do. So be on the lookout. I'm trying to put some stuff together in the next couple of months to help up and coming artists get paid from their music and their brand and whatnot. Yeah, other than that, still cooking up, still taking sessions. Hit me up. Let's lock in. You need some beats? Hit me up. I got you too.
Yes, hit him up, everyone. This guy is the man when it comes to beats and engineering. He has done amazing work for one of my artists, actually two of my artists. I was 100% happy, satisfied with everything. Easy to work with, give good prices, So I'm really happy that I got to meet you, man, because you took some songs to the next level that I really wanted to go.
Hey man, I was just y'all made it easy on me, man. I appreciate y'all for real. I'm glad I met y'all too for real.
For sure. Tune in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Keep them comments coming too. Have questions for me to ask on the next episodes.